Hey guys, welcome to my 50th fix and flip. Right behind me is 3004 Oak Lane in Hopewell, Virginia. I'm gonna give you guys a walkthrough of the property behind me, the exterior and then the interior, and then give you guys the before and after photos on the screen. Next, I'm gonna tell you guys why and how I bought this property, and then I'm gonna be going into the desktop analysis where you get to nerd out with me and understanding the numbers on how much money I end up borrowing, how much money I end up paying for contractors, and then how much money that I actually put in my own pocket into the property, and then finally, how much money that I actually make on the deal. Now, I actually want to promote something real quick. If you guys are interested in learning how to do fixing and flipping as a beginner, and you guys are interested in learning a systematic process, comment the word flip in the comments so I understand if I need to actually build something or not. Like always, I want to give you guys as much value as I possibly can, so please consider subscribing. And I would love to know what I should make in my next videos, because making content honestly is a little bit difficult when I have all these fix and flips going on. But I also want to do content to be able to provide more value to you guys as my subscribers. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Let's jump into the walkthrough right now. Like always, I'm going to be walking the exterior first of the property and give you guys what we actually did to the home. So first glance, we end up putting new shutters on the house. We updated the windows, added new windows, the two top windows, and then to the bottom two windows. Oh, couple last things. New roof we end up putting on, and new lights and a new storm door. Nothing too crazy. Let's just go towards the back of the house. All right, I made it to the back of the house here. We added another new light fixture in the back of the house. As you can see, there are brand new windows along the back side of the house. New roof continues on the back of the house, but most of the work that you guys don't see is in that white door, which is the crawl space. And I'm gonna poke my head in there real quick so you guys can see what we actually end up doing. So open up this crawl space. We encapsulated everything in here. Now I'm not gonna crawl in here because I don't do that stuff and it's claustrophobic, and I don't really like being in spots where spiders and bugs are at, as you can imagine. Now, encapsulation, you see this girder beam right there, this brand new one thing right there. We end up putting that in, and then we re-insulated the ductwork in here. You can't see it, but on the far end and like the corner over yonder over there, we end up putting a new sump pump in there because all of this was dirt. You'll see that in the before and after on the screen somewhere, but all of this is brand new. This ended up costing us roughly about $15,000. All of this right here, things that people will not see or end up seeing. And let's go into the garage real quick. All right, so this is the back of the garage here. We didn't do too much here other than add a new roof, which you obviously can't see, but take my word for it because I ended up paying for it. Added a new door right there. And then I'm gonna head over to the front of the garage so you guys can see what that looks like. So here is the front of the garage. This is a 3-car garage. It's pretty massive and nothing too special here. It's got vinyl siding and that's basically it. I'm gonna go inside the garage now. All right, stepping into the garage, we have a huge bay door with high ceilings. We added the lights here, or fixed them, and you have a ton of space in here. I honestly think you could probably fit 2.5 cars just in this space alone. Now, it's not the best looking garage. Now that's gonna be up to the buyers to do whatever they like, but we did repair the roof and we did clear out all the junk that was here, and there is plenty of storage space for anybody to have and like, honestly. So that is it. I'm gonna walk towards the front of the house here to give you guys the actual tour of the property. Right, stepping inside this beautiful renovated Cape Cod. We are in the living room. We did a lot of work in this property, as you guys can clearly see. We added recessed lights, we refinished the floors here, we painted, added new recessed, new outlets and switches throughout the home. Taking a little tour here, and painted. We fixed the stairs here, we stained the top and painted the boards that are facing towards the person that's walking up the stairs, so it looks classic and timeless. And heading into the dining room area, new light fixture for the dining room. This window right here cost like 500 freaking bucks. I think it was expensive and special to order. We actually fixed the foundation or the floor joists that were sinking down into the floor. So we added that big girder that you saw in the crawl space. And this is the kitchen here. I'm gonna put it somewhere on the screen where how it used to show. This actually used to be encapsulated. Like there used to be a wall here and there was no peninsula that was here as well. So we actually opened up the wall that was here, which is a non-load bearing wall. And we added a brand new kitchen, ripped it out, added new cabinets, new stainless steel appliances, added this pretty cool light fixture right there, and then pendulum lights for the peninsula. Added also outlets as well to maximize the accessibility to power, new gas range. All this stuff is brand new, as you can see here. I'm gonna take a little tour here. And this is what it looks like from the utility room. And you'll see in the before and afters here that somewhere on the screen that you'll see how cramped this kitchen was. Okay, so turning around, we have our utility room. We have a nice little sink here, original panel, painted the walls, original light, original door. We just changed up the door knobs and we updated, not updated in the sense of changing the whole hot water here, but the plumbing we updated. As you can see, it's really new and shiny and different colors with the gas hose. And then heading into the first bedroom. Actually, before we head to the first bedroom, we're going to go to the bathroom. So the bathroom, we fully gutted from head to toe. We tiled, as you can see, new vanity, new fixture, new mirror lights. These things are very inexpensive and it adds a tremendous amount of value to any house that you renovate. So consider buying one of these and installing one of these. LED vanity light, and then we added an exhaust fan, new mirror, new window, new recessed lights, and then a whole brand new shower here with shower head and the shower kit itself. New toilet, and as you can see here, it looks pretty darn good. New paint, obviously. Heading into the first bedroom, we did the basic paint, new windows, and new ceiling fan and light combination. Obviously, you see brand new outlets and switches. And then heading into the second bedroom, this bedroom is a little bit bigger than the first one. Same thing applies here as we did earlier. Nothing crazy or out of the ordinary. And then heading upstairs, let's go upstairs now. So from the second floor, you want to make sure if you don't have a handrail that's right here, because we didn't have one when we first bought the property. And FHA from this current date will require you to have a handrail if there's a missing one, and it has to end into the wall. From there, you guys can see it down there. So make sure you guys add a handrail and add to your scope of work if you guys don't have one already. So on the second floor, on the third bedroom here, this is a pretty big open bedroom. There's already existing panel walls that we have already around the room. So we end up keeping that, painting the door white, painting the room obviously, added a new window as you saw before, and then I kept it the same when it came to the fan light combination. There's There was a fan and a light here, as you can see, but I just combined it just to make it more efficient. That's a closet. It's an open closet. Doors here are a little bit interesting because it's hard to find. So we just left it open and let the buyer basically pick out the doors whether they wanted. Added a new window here. And funny enough, a lot of the rot that was here, as you can see, this new board right here doesn't match the rest of the boards. That was all rotted out, and a bird was actually living there, nesting in there, which was wild. And I might have some photos and videos for you guys to show, but we ended up repairing that and water sealing it so no water can get in. Heading into the hallway bathroom that these two bedrooms share, we also renovated and gutted out everything that was here. As you can see, once again, you want to add one of these things on your fix and floats because it adds so much value to the bathroom, in my opinion. So new lights, new vanity lights, new mirror light combination, vanity, new fixture, and shiplap walls. I did a little bit different thing up here than I did downstairs, and a new toilet with a brand new shower kit, new light, shower fixtures, and then tub fillers to match, and obviously tile flooring, but added an exhaust fan right there. In the hallway here we have just a regular hallway closet, somewhat of a closet or a storage space. And then the final bedroom here, the fourth bedroom in this Cape Cod, did the same thing as you saw a little bit earlier, nothing too crazy and nothing that's out of the ordinary. New paint, new electrical outlets, new switches, new ceiling fan light combination, and then a closet. And that is the walkthrough of this property. So let's jump into the other sections. All right guys, in this segment, I'm gonna be going over how and why I bought this deal. How I bought this deal was leveraging my network yet again, and also leveraging social media to help me do so. So shout out to the agent Rebecca and then the wholesaler for hooking me up on this deal. And I love to post on my stories to show you guys what I'm doing on a day-to-day basis, but also request some of my ask for my next project or whatever it may be for that day. And about 95% of my deals so far this year came from social media, me posting on my Instagram stories. My handle is in the description below, so make sure you guys follow, and if you guys want to know what I'm posting, there you go. So that's how I bought the deal, but I was also very hesitant on buying this deal because of the floor and the floor joists, right? It was sinking a little bit, and I knew that that type of renovation could crush my rehab budget because of the additional amount of money that I don't have to spend, where it doesn't show the actual value of the house because people love to see what they like aesthetically, touch, and the feeling of it. You can't really feel the crawl space if you're not in the crawl space, right? You're gonna walk into a house, you're not gonna really see that, you're gonna see the aesthetics. And so I knew that I didn't want to spend too much money in the crawl space, but I ended up doing it because it was very necessary to keep the foundation stable and also the repairs at the end of the day. When I do a home inspection for the buyer, or when they do a home inspection for the property, they're gonna see that. And so that was my hesitation, but I still end up doing it. And here's the reason why. It's because it fits within my buy box. My buy box is in the greater Richmond area. This is Hopewell, so about 30 minutes south of it. And I like to buy properties below $300,000 as the ARV. And this definitely fit within it. However, this house is a high ARV within the neighborhood. I think I pushed up the comps. However, it's because of the 3-car garage in the back. As you guys saw earlier, you guys can store whatever you guys want in there, cars, stuff, etc. And so I knew that was a great amenity for this house. And the fact that it has a 4-bedroom, 2-bath was also appealing. So I like the actual features, and that's another reason why I bought it. However, the rehab budget itself was higher than I would have liked it to be. I like to be within $50,000 or below because I can get in and out of a property relatively quickly. I like to be within 3 months max within that time frame. And I took a look at the days on market here too as well, and that takes a huge key factor in my decision making. And I understood the things that needed to be done in order for me to get up to that price range. And so that's why I ended up buying it still, is because even though it was higher in my rehab budget, all the other boxes checked off, and I knew it would be a good project before the next project, even though I'm not gonna make too much money, as you guys can see in the desktop appraisal. So without further ado, let's go into my office and take a look at the numbers.
Hey, welcome back to my office. If this is your first time being in my office, welcome, and I really do appreciate you. Consider subscribing too as well if I give you any value. In this segment of the video, I'm gonna be going over all of the nitty-gritty numbers that I wish I would have when I first started real estate investing to get a true sense of what I could potentially make on each property. And this segment, I'll be going over how much money I actually spent on lending, first and second lien position, how much money was labor and materials, and then further, how much money did I project to make and how much did I actually made based on the HUD statement that I will be showing you guys. So stay tuned and let's jump right into my office desktop right now. All right, welcome back to my computer desktop here. I'm going to be going over how all these numbers work in relation to how much money I actually made. Okay, so first things first, I wanted to give you guys some detail in regards to how much money did I end up borrowing. I ended up borrowing $182,000 for this project, just for the purchase of the property. My projected interest total for this property was $8,190 based on a 3-month hold. So I have all my inputs in regards to how much the loan cost me, such as APR, monthly cost, points up front. This is actually front end points. So meaning I paid this at closing. The 2 points was $3,640. And then for my private money lender, I ended up borrowing $90,000 for a fee of $3,000. It was a flat 10%, 10 points in this particular case, in return for $33,000 for my second lien position. The total repairs for this property was a lot higher than I anticipated based on what you guys saw in the first part of the video. I ended up spending $71,607.77. I came out of my own personal pocket, $24,907.77. And then when it came to the selling fees, this is what the selling portion of the property looked like. I listed the property for $269,000. Broker list fee, which was me. I'm the realtor on this particular deal, so I ended up pocketing a little bit less than that after brokers, commissions, and fees and all that stuff. This is a rough estimate of how much I was going to potentially make when it came to not viewing the HUD, just right off the cuff. Right, so $17,002.23, but in reality, after looking at the HUD statement, which I'll show you here in a second, I end up making $15,443.75 when it all came down to it as my net. And as you can see here, this is what the actual cost ended up being for the buyer's commission, which is the quote unquote the selling agent, because they're selling the property to their clients. The closing cost was $1,910.93. The gross was $73,351.52 as the proceeds came in. And I'll explain that here in a second on why that was so high. And second lien, after paying second lien, $40,351.52. This was my gross after paying second lien. So I was off about $1,000 some change. So not too far off as far as projected versus actual profits. And then I'll give you guys a breakdown of the cost associated for the actual property when it comes down to materials, labors, and professional services, right? So with materials end up for this particular project cost me $17,871.63. Really precise numbers, right? And then labor actually cost the majority of the property, the project, $50,366.58, which is quite a bit. But it needed a lot of work, like you end up seeing on my past videos, for the actual project itself. And the holding cost here, $3,800, is at $15.25. This is including interest payments too, as well. As you can see, the interest payments right here for the note. Okay, so that's the majority of the numbers, breaking it all down. And feel free to comment in the description or the comments below to see what I missed, so I can, add that to my next project, my next video, so I can become more detailed and provide more value to you guys as time goes on. Now let's jump into the HUD statement real quick, so I can break down that, move this to the side, and jump into the HUD statement. Now this HUD statement looks a little bit different from the last HUD statement that you guys end up looking at, but more or less they're all the same. The seller side is on the left hand side, the buyer side is on the right hand side, if you guys want to know. The top portion of this HUD statement is the title company, and then the property address for sale, and then buyer and seller, and then the date of settlement. So the sale price is $269. You have your taxes, city and state, and then, or city and town, and then closing fees on the buyer side. But these are all the debits that I have for me as the seller. I have commissions to pay to my broker, and then to the buyer's broker, and then any city, county charges are right here. Profits right here. After this is the payoff. Payoff for my lender, 184, and I was pretty close. I'm sure there's an interest payment in there too as well, because it did close a little bit later, a little bit after the payment was due for the interest, because I just ended up holding it. I just had my lender take it out from closing. And then the miscellaneous charges, right? You have your termites, your payoff, wire fees, you have your attorney fees, you have your property taxes. These are all debits to me. And then the subtotal afterwards, and then the gross amount right here, as you saw earlier in the spreadsheet. And then that is the HUD statement, like so. And that's what it looks like. I ended up signing it right there. Okay, that's the HUD statement. And I'm going to go back to the numbers that I ended up telling you guys about the $73,000. Why did it come down to here? So my private money lender is my mother in this case, and so she just wanted a wire back to her account, and so that's what I did. So I ended up deducting the $33,000 from here. As you can see in this particular section, B17 is the $33,000 minus the gross. I ended up sending that back money to her. But I want to actually add another point here as well. I ended up spending $24,000 out of my own pocket to make $15,000 out of the deal. So if I were to actually kind of consolidate that or calculate that into a percentage of return on investment, right? I would basically do, let's just say 15 divided by, I believe this is how you do it. I could be wrong though. So I made a 62% return on investment. Let's just make this as a positive and then turn this into an actual percentage. So I made a 62% return on my money if I were to come out of pocket $24K to get $15,000. Now it looks like, I mean, it looks good on paper, but however, how long did it take me to do it? It took me 3 months to make 62% return on my investment, which is great. If you calculate that further out into the year, I mean, let's just say my yearly projected would be basically a 2.5x return on my money. So 248% return on my money if I were to continue to roll over 24K on each project and make that much money. But that's obviously something that I'm not willing to do because I'm looking for a higher return in this case. So hopefully that brought you guys tremendous value in seeing the numbers, the breakdowns, and also the HUD statement to calculate your own project and your fix and flips. Without further ado, man, I really do appreciate you guys jumping on the viewing the YouTube video of this particular breakdown. And if I provide any value, consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.